Good evening and welcome to King Arena. This is Amelia Sniffen and Josh Beisel reporting live for WTSN here in King Arena. And we're excited to bring to you tonight's matchup between the 14-5 Wheaton Thunder and the 9-10 Carthage Firebirds. But first, we're going to send it down to the floor for the starting lineups and the national anthem, and we'll be right back with you folks. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to King Arena on the campus of Wheaton College. For tonight's CCIW contest between the Firebirds of Carthage College and your Wheaton College Thunder. This time we ask everyone to be rising to the playing of our national anthem.
Select remote access unit. It doesn't say TSN loop back or anything like that.
Here are the starting lineups for this evening's game. First for the visiting Firebirds of Carthage College. A 5'7" sophomore from Lake Zurich, Illinois, number 3, Marguerite Spear. Number 4, a 5'8" sophomore from Makina, Illinois, Lauren Knight. A junior from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, number 13, Ayana Esther. Number 14, a 5'9" sophomore from Oaklawn, Illinois, Bridget Barrett. And number 34, a 6'even" senior from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, Kelsey Cashin. Carthage is coached by Tim Bernero. Here are the starters for your Wheaton College Thunder. A 5'8" sophomore from Victoria, Minnesota, number 4, Lily Schwen. Number 22, a 5'10" senior from Wheaton and Wheaton North High School, Hannah Swider. A 5'11" freshman from Northfield, Minnesota, number 25, Annika Richardson. Number 31, a 6'1" junior from Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, Ellie Castle. And a 5'10" sophomore from Asheville, North Carolina, number 34, Caroline Sickink. The Thunder is coached by Kent Madsen, assisted by Katie Cuthbert and Annie Gensler. The officials for tonight's game, Kevin St. John, Paul Novak, and Shannon Tink.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's presentation of some CCIW women's basketball between the Carthage Firebirds and the home team Wheaton Thunder. Carthage coming off of 3 consecutive losses, Wheaton coming off of a win this past weekend. Both teams coming from a little bit different places. Wheaton looking to add another win to their streak tonight, while Carthage is looking to break their 3-game loss streak, as the tip will start the game off right now. Ellie Castle wins the tip-off for the Thunder, and they will start the game with the ball. Hannah Swider now at the top of the key. Gets it to Sickink, gets it to Lily Schwen, who's surveying the floor. She finds Ellie Castle at the top. Swider driving, finds Lily Schwen, who drives in towards the basket. Pass out to Richardson. And Richardson knocks down the 3-pointer to start the game off. Great offensive possession there from the Thunder.
Yeah, good job by Annika Richardson, the freshman out of Minnesota. She's been a little quiet the last few games, so it's great to see her starting off strong tonight with that 3 to start the Thunder with the first lead of the game.
Carthage now moving the ball, looking to find a shot. Lauren Knight now with the ball for the Firebirds. Now to Margaret Spear, who drives on Sickink. Shot clock going down. That's Kelsey Kashan with the bucket for the Firebirds. Firebirds playing a hard press right now. Wheaton finds a way out of it. Schwen now with the ball. Gets it to Sickink. Thought about the three-pointer, but nice fake. Shot from around the free throw line, bounces out, and is rebounded by Carthage. Margaret Spear with the ball. Working on Schwen. Laura Knight gets it down to Kashan, who gets it back to Margaret Spear, who's driving in baseline. Layup does not fall. Lily Schwen, great heads-up play, finds Ellie Castle way ahead, and Ellie Castle puts in the easy layup underneath the basket. Wheaton now with a three-point lead.
Yeah, good job there by Schwen, the sophomore, to look up the court and see Castle, who hustled to get down and get those points. Now Wheaton leads by 3 with just under 8 minutes to go here as Carthage has the ball.
And that'll be a foul on Carthage, number 13, Ayana Esther.
Okay, and it looks like number 25, Destiny Antony, is going to sub in for the Firebirds.
Lily Schwen now with the ball for the Thunder, surveying the floor. Hannah Swider moves off the screen. Gets it to Ellie Castle, who's just inside the three-point line. It finds Annika Richardson, goes up with a little hook shot, just a little short. Carthage now will look to answer. Lauren Knight at the top of the key. Deep three-pointer is good from Lauren Knight, telling her team to stay back for the press. Impressive three-point shot from Lauren Knight. A few feet back from the three-point line. Sickink tries to answer back. Her shot is no good. And that'll be Carthage ball.
Yeah, it looks like Ellie Castle fouled after that Sickink miss there. Castle looks a little frustrated by that call, gets the possession back to the Firebirds as the game is now tied with just under 7 minutes here.
Lauren Knight again with the ball, who gets it to Margaret Spear. Now to, and there'll be another travel called on number 13 for Carthage, Ayana Esther.
Yeah, 2 travels pretty close in a row there for the Firebirds. They had a long road trip this afternoon coming down to Wheaton. They left early due to the snowstorm in the Chicagoland area, so we can expect to see little mistakes like that so early on as they're working on getting those legs loose and getting ready for this game right here.
Sickink with the ball down low, gets to Ellie Castle, and it's blocked.
Nice play there by the Thunder for Sickink to recognize that Castle was cutting, but the Firebirds were there. They knew that pass was coming, and they were able to block 6-foot Castle.
Destiny Antoine from the corner is no good. Lily Schwen pushing the ball up the court. Gets it to Hannah Swider, who drives in against multiple defenders. Looks like Swider was maybe looking for a foul there, that she did not get it.
And it looks like the ball is going to go to the Firebirds. Some disagreement on the floor here about who last touched it, but it'll go to Carthage. A nice drive there by Hannah Swider, but just 3 Firebirds down in the paint waiting for her, so she couldn't get that one off there as the game remains tied 5-5.
Just under 6 minutes to go in this CCIW clash thus far. Both teams playing at a pretty high pace. We're going to see if they can keep that up. Destiny Antoine with the ball now for Carthage. Shot by Carthage, no good, but Destiny Antoine with the offensive rebound cannot get it to go.
And it looks like the ball will go back to the Thunder here as Hannah Swider will inbound it.
Lauren Herman of Carthage was hustling for that rebound, but unfortunately did not get it. Lily Schwen now for the Thunder. Karen Sickink now with the ball on the wing.
And we've got a call here on 20, Lauren Herman. That'll be her first. Carthage's second of the quarter, as Kaylee Hermanson's going to sub in for Ellie Castle. Hermanson, the junior transfer out of Chico State. She's been having a great season so far with the Thunder.
Caroline Sickink with the ball for the Thunder now. Now at the top of the key. Gets to Richardson on the wing, who launches the three-pointer just a little short. Rebounded by Lauren Herman.
And looks like Sickink got a little too aggressive after that rebound. Fouls Herman down low. And we'll have a timeout here by the Thunder, as with just under 5 minutes to go, the score is still tied 5-5, and what you've said is a fast-paced game so far. Carthage, again, they play well away. They've only had their only losses at home, or they've only won 2 games at home, so they play well away. Whereas Wheaton plays well at home. They have an 89% winning percentage at home, and so this will be an interesting clash tonight for a team who's good, usually on the road, and a team who's great defending their King Arena. So this will be an interesting clash as we see the game tied here with just under 5 minutes.
Interestingly enough, despite their records, Wheaton actually lost this early season clash against Carthage, 39-50 if I remember correctly. And Carthage will look to pick up another win versus Wheaton this year. Something that's been interesting to me so far, Amelia, I'd love to hear your thoughts on, is how Carthage has been running a press so early in the game. What are your thoughts on how that's been working for them?
Yeah, I think if you're a smart team in the CCIW, you're going to press the Thunder. They've really struggled against presses so far this year. We saw in their Carroll game last week, Carroll forced 23 turnovers against the Thunder in their win against the Thunder. And so Carthage knows that, they recognize that, and it's a good job by their coach to press tonight and try to get those turnovers, kind of get in the head of this Wheaton team.
We'll look to see what they continue to do on defense, but for now we'll have to see what they can do on offense. Destiny Antoine with the ball. Carthage moving the ball quickly on this possession already. Lauren Herman driving in. Finishes no good, but rebounded by Mariana Morrissey, who puts the rebound right up and gets it to fall. What
an athletic play by Morrissey there, just to jump up around the Wheaton defenders and grab that ball and put it back up for her team, as they now lead by 2 with 4.5 minutes to go. Swider's at the top of the key now and passes to Schwen.
Schwen finds Sickink at the top of the key, who gets it to Richardson on the wing. Richardson, nice bounce pass inside. And back out to Swider, whose three-point attempt is good. Hannah Swider answers the Carthage points with a shot of her own. This one good for 3. Wheaton retake the lead.
Great job by Hannah Swider there, a leader on this team, senior captain. She knows when to step up when her team needs it. She's unfortunately been a little quiet in the last 2 games as she's gotten in some foul trouble. So great to see her with that shot tonight to give her team the lead again in the first quarter.
Antoine's uncontested three-pointer is no good. Wheaton will get another shot to boost their lead. Hannah Swider surveying the floor from the wing, drives and gets it to Richardson at the top of the key, whose deep three-pointer is just a little short.
Schwen tried to hit it off of a Carthage defender there, but couldn't quite get it, as the ball will go back to the Firebirds.
Ellie Castle will sub in for the Thunder for Caroline Sickink. Lauren Knight will take the ball up the floor for Carthage. Working on Schwen. Gets it to Destiny Antoine, who gets it to Kashan, who gets it all the way out to Lauren Herman. She's looking for someone to pass to. Drives in on baseline on Swider. Doesn't go. Margaret Spear now gets it back to Lauren Herman. Shot clock winding down. Pass inside is just a little too much power on it.
Great defensive effort there by Hannah Swider to be right in the face of number 20, Kashan. Got over that screen really quick so Kashan couldn't shoot it and almost forced a turnover, but the Firebirds will have it with 1 second here on the shot clock. And that'll run out here. Shot clock violation. It'll go back to the Thunder.
encouraging to see the Thunder so far, even with Carthage being pretty adept at passing. They've been able to force them into really running that shot clock down.
Yeah, these two teams are great defensively. They're both in the top 3 of the CCIW for defense. Wheaton #2 and Carthage #3. So you're going to see some good defense tonight and likely a low-scoring game if it's anything like the past few games we've seen over the last few years. As Richardson will put her team up by 3 now with a nice cut and a nice pass by Lily Schwen.
Lily Schwen showing some excellent court vision already in this game. Excellent lead pass to Castle early in the quarter, and now that nice inside pass to Richardson, which gets the Thunder now up to a 3-point lead.
And another walk there for the Firebirds. Again, they're trying to get their feet under them. We really weren't sure if this game was going to happen tonight with all the snow in the Chicagoland area, and so this Carthage team left pretty early to get here, and we've seen some messy turnovers so far.
Brindarill is subbed in now for the Thunder for Lily Schwen. She's at the top of the key now. Surveying the floor, gets it to Richardson, who finds Castle. Castle's mid-range jumper just a little much. Does not fall.
Looks like Hannah Swider almost grabbed the board there, but it was knocked out by the Firebirds, which will give Wheaton another possession here as Bryn Durrell will inbound the ball.
Bryn Durrell, nice inbound pass to Richardson, whose shot is just goes in and out. Lauren Knight with the rebound, brings it up. Margaret Spear with the ball. Finds Carthage, #23. That's Addison Ebeling with a nice three-pointer from the corner to tie the game back up at 10s. Swider at the top of the key now for the Thunder. Moves to the wing, gets it to Bryn Durrell at the top, who gets it to Kaylee Hermanson. Hermanson finds Ellie Castle, who thought about the shot but didn't take it. Swider puts a shot up. Swider shot missed, but rebounded by Hermanson, who puts it back up for a nice offensive rebound and layup.
Yeah, tough play there by Hermanson to grab that ball, keep it high, and put it back up against the Firebirds there. As Kashan will shoot a 3, and Bryn Durrell will grab it for the Thunder as she pushes the ball up court.
Little defensive miscommunication for the Thunder on that last Carthage offensive possession, but they lucked out a little bit with Kashan not being able to knock down that open three-pointer from the corner. Wheaton, unfortunately, cannot get any points out of that. Oh, nice block by Kaylin Hermanson on Lauren Knight. Kaylee Hermanson came flying in out of nowhere, it seemed like, and blocked Knight's layup attempts. You can see on the replay here.
Great job there by Kaylee Hermanson, who's ranked 11th in the CCIW for blocked shots, just to kind of fly out of nowhere and get that block for her team. Her team's loud on the bench. They loved that one. And it looks like Taylor Sanders is going to sub in for Ellie Castle, the senior captain out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Does a great job of coming in and adding a spark, so we'll see that for the last minute here of this first quarter.
Lauren Herman, three-point shot is short, and it will be Thunder ball. Yeah, impressive block from Hermanson to stifle that offensive possession for them. Especially good to see a nice, clean defensive play like that coming without any fouls being tacked on by the referees. We're going to hope to see more of that from the Thunder side of the ball tonight. Swider now surveys the floor for the Thunder, drives in. Her inside pass through traffic finds its way to Richardson. Richardson fouled on her shot attempt, and now she'll shoot.
As we said, Annika Richardson, the freshman out of Minnesota, has really stepped up in the latter half of CCIW play this season as Annie Tate is injured, and she's really stepped up for her team, given a lot of good points, a lot of good minutes as they've lost Annie Tate, and she'll make both of her free throws here as Carthage will have the ball with 34 seconds to go here in the first.
This is Emma Thistle in for the first time this game. Ball is now in the hands of number 13, Ayanna Esther. And that's another walk called on Esther. I think that's her third, if I'm not mistaken, this game. It'll be Thunder ball once again.
That's just a frustrating call for Carthage. You know, she clearly walked, but that's just frustrating to already have 5 turnovers here in the first quarter, as it gives Wheaton the last possession of the game with Swider up top, gets a screen from Sanders.
Hermanson rotating inside. Turnaround jumper is no good. Rebounded by Carthage. Darrell getting her hand in there to fight for it, and that will be the end of the first quarter.
Good job there by Bryn Durrell, the freshman, to be aggressive till the very last second. We love to see that energy, especially on a Wednesday night where these teams can be tired after a day full of classes as student athletes. Great to see her with that energy tonight.
The Thunder hold a 4-point lead, up 14-10 over the visiting Firebirds as we will enter the second quarter here. Amelia, what are some things you've noticed from this first quarter from both teams?
Well, I think it's great to see Wheaton playing with a lot more energy than they played with last time they played the Firebirds. When they met in December and Wheaton lost their very first game of the season, they just played stiff, and their defense they were standing still on defense. So it's great to see them with a lot more effort tonight defensively, really getting in the face of the Firebirds and knowing what they need to do tonight to get the job done. And we can say the same thing defensively for the Firebirds as well. These are 2 good defensive teams, and we've seen that already in the first quarter. I think the Firebirds are just letting the jitters out in the first quarter with 5 turnovers, and so we can expect to see a shift in their play with the second quarter coming up in just a few seconds here.
Another thing to note for Carthage, they have used already quite a few of their players, much more beyond their starting lineup. They've utilized a lot of their bench. Wheaton, not typically a team that uses a lot of their bench depth. They run a little bit shorter rotation. So you've got a lot of players for Carthage who are out touching the floor and getting those jitters out like you're saying. Yeah,
and I would say especially at this point in the season for the Thunder, they've dealt with a lot of injuries, and so they're not able to use as deep of a bench as Coach Madsen would like to, since a lot of players are dealing with tough injuries and having limited minutes or not able to play at all at this point in the season. So
that last Carthage possession ended with a blocked layup attempt, and now it will be Wheaton attempting to gain a bigger lead. Sanders with the ball from the corner, driving in. Bounce pass to Sickink, who works on Destiny Antoine. Sickink shot goes in and out. It was a good look on a nice move from her, but it does not fall. Margaret Spear with the ball, gets to Destiny Antoine again, who finds number 21, Emma Thistle.
Great job there by Schwinn and Sickink to both get in the help, but just got a little too excited there, and it looks like we'll have a foul down low on Lily Schwinn. We'll rewatch it here, see what exactly happened. Looks like she got her hand on the ball a little there.
Thistle buries the first free throw, cutting the Wheaton lead down to 3. Buries the second. Wheaton now up by 2 points. Carthage making some substitutions. That's Lauren Herman in for the Firebirds.
Carthage not pressing anymore, kind of staying back, as Lily Schwinn will bring the ball up, getting a screen up top from Sanders, who will pop back out.
Lily Schwinn's pass is picked off by Lauren Herman.
And it looks like we have a foul on Taylor Sanders. That'll be her first, team second already in the second quarter.
Hannah Swider and Ellie Castle sub in. Swider spending just what felt like just a few seconds on the bench, like we talked about a few games ago. Swider does not spend much time on the bench for Wheaton because her talents are very necessary for her team, so she'll be back in along with Ellie Castle.
Yeah, Swider's second in the conference right now for playing time. She's seen her time decrease just a tad over the last 2 games as she's had some trouble with fouling.
Thistle's pass to Destiny Antoine was just a little off and is taken by the Thunder. Nice handoff from Kaylee Hermanson to Swider, and now the ball is back with Lily Schwinn, who drives in, finds Hermanson in the corner. Hermanson's 3-point attempt is just short. Emma Thistle now driving up the court. Destiny Antoine gets called for a walk, and that is now the 4th walk called on Carthage tonight with just over 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Certainly something they will hope to trim down as the game continues if they want to take back a lead on the Thunder. Swider with the ball now, taking it up the court. Gets it to Schwen, who finds Hermanson on the wing. Hermanson, nice inside pass to Hannah Swider. Ends up in 2 points for Swider.
Yeah, great job there by the upperclassman Swider to make that strong cut, and Kaylee Hermanson to recognize it and get her the ball fast so she can put it up and in, as her team will now lead by 4.
Lauren Herman for Carthage gets the ball to number 14, Bridget Barrett. Herman ended up with the ball there. Her three-point attempt was no good. Schwen driving up the court, pushing the pace. Her pass to Hermanson just has a little too much power on it, slips out of her hands, and now back with Carthage, who push the pace back up the court. Bridget Barrett, nice reverse layup finish through some traffic.
Yeah, great job there by Barrett, as it looks like the Firebirds are going to press again. The Thunder get it over the court, though, with time to spare.
Lily Schwen had a nice floater there. Just came off the right side of the rim. But the ball will remain with the Thunder. Kaylee Hermanson subs out of the game. Annika Richardson in for her. Ellie Castle. Richardson's pass tipped by Carthage. They'll take the ball up the court. Lauren Knight looking to even the score here as Carthage is down by just 2 points. Lauren Herman driving in. She gets trapped, and the ball is stolen away by Annika Richardson. Nice defensive stop there from the Thunder.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers here for both teams. Both teams playing great defense and then also playing just a little bit messy offensively. So it's what we'd expect to see in this first quarter as the Thunder get another offensive possession here, and Castle will finish, putting the Thunder up by 4 here with 6 minutes to go. Great job by Ellie Castle, who's 3rd in the conference with rebounding, to grab that ball and get it back up for her team.
Lauren Knight now with the ball for the Firebirds, working on Lily Schwen. Her underhand layup attempt is no good. Lily Schwen pushing the pace up the court. Finds Hannah Swider, who pulls up right away. Her shot is just off. Both teams playing at a really high pace right now.
And yet another walk for the Firebirds. That'll be their 8th turnover so far in this first half. You can see their coach getting a little frustrated on the bench here as he makes some substitutions.
That is the 5th turnover off of a walk this game for Carthage. Lily Schwen once again will take the ball up the court for the Thunder. Richardson cuts out to the wing and gets the ball. Her inside bounce pass to Sickink ends up with a bucket for Caroline Sickink. Wheaton now with a 6-point lead. Wheaton Thunder 20, Carthage Firebirds 14, with just over 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Lauren Knight driving in, kicks it to the corner, and that is a three-pointer from number 13, Ayana Esther. Good from the corner for Carthage. Carthage now down 3 points, running the press again. But Wheaton takes advantage of having their defense spread out. Caroline Sickink finishes with an easy layup. Wheaton retakes a larger lead, now up 5 points on the Firebirds.
As Coach Barreno will call a timeout here to kind of refocus his team and talk about what they need to do to come back. He's over there hitting his clipboard on the floor, trying to motivate his team as they're now down by 5 with just about 5 minutes to go.
Amelia, we've seen Carthage run this press kind of on and off. Every time they run the presses right after they've scored, but it hasn't really worked out. Ended up with them being able to take advantage So what needs to go better? What needs to go right for them in order for that press to really pay off?
Yeah, I'd say first props to Coach Madsen for recognizing that his team has not been playing great against presses so far this season, and they've been working really hard on that in practice. Every day in practice, they're working on how to break the press. Their scouting team is coming in, and they're playing them hard. And so good job on this Wheaton team for being able to get the ball across the court and limiting their turnovers. I think we can see Carthage, probably continuing to press because they know that's a good way to get in Wheaton's head, but maybe adding a little additional pressure to those ball handlers, double teaming them, and just trying to get in their heads a little bit more as they know that Wheaton can turn the ball over on a press. And it looks like we have an offensive foul here on the other side of the court.
Carthage subbing in Elena Knabel for the first time this game, and also subbing in Lauren Herman for Carthage.
Margaret Spears' second foul of the game. That'll be Carthage's first of the quarter.
Lily Schwen, nice little bounce pass inside to Annika Richardson.
Couldn't quite finish there, but draws the foul. Good job by Richardson.
Richardson will go to the free throw line for the second time tonight. Carthage making some more substitutions. Destiny Antoine is in.
She'll make her first. Annika Richardson averaging about 72% from the free throw line this season. And she'll make both as Carthage will get the ball back with just about 4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Wheaton now with their biggest lead of the game at 7. Destiny Antoine with the ball for Carthage. She finds Lauren Knight, who gets it to Lauren Herman, spinning around against Ellie Castle. Shot bounces around the rim a few times but doesn't find the bottom of the net. Lily Schwen now pushing the pace up the court for the Thunder. Richardson working on Antoine. Sickink now with the ball, surveying the court, looking for a teammate. She finds Ellie Castle at the top of the key, who gets it to Schwen on the wing. Back to Richardson, who gets it to Swider. Finds Ellie Castle again at the top of the key. Inside pass to Richardson. Richardson went up, but was fouled.
Carthage double teaming her there. I think that was a jump ball. As we said earlier, Annika Richardson started having some great games when the Thunder came back from their winter break, and now as teams have been able to scout her a little bit more, they're recognizing that she can put the ball in the hoop down low, and so they're starting to double team her, and that's been an adjustment for the freshman. As the shot clock will wear down here, Sickink will shoot it, and Schwen will get the ball back for another offensive possession for the Thunder.
Sickink moving down low.
Looks like we have an offensive foul.
Even though Wheaton did not score on that possession, encouraging to see, despite the shot clock winding down, them being able to get initial shot up and rebound off of the miss. Lauren Herman now with the ball up top. Now Lauren Knight has it for Carthage. She's working against Lily Schwen. Destiny Antoine driving in. Ball is tipped away by Ellie Castle momentarily, but is picked back up by Carthage. And they cannot get any points out of that possession. Kind of a messy series right there for both Carthage and Wheaton. Both teams had their hand on the ball at various points and ended up with the ball going out of bounds. Wheaton will now look to add some to their total. Richardson with the ball. Inside pass to Castle. Fighting against tough defense. Looks like she was looking for a foul call there. Did not get it, unfortunately. Carthage now with the ball. Lauren Herman. Now Lauren Knight with the ball. She pulls up for three on Lily Schwen. Her shot is no good. This is rebounded by the Thunder. Lily Schwen pushing the pace up the court.
And she'll draw the foul on number 4, Lauren Knight. Great drive there by Schwen. Nice crossover, and Lauren Knight will just grab her right arm there and bring Schwen to the line. Yeah, as we've seen these last couple of possessions, we've seen both teams playing great defensively, running the shot clock down, getting the other team tired offensively, and they're either turning it over or they're making good defensive plays and getting stops. And so, yeah, as we've seen historically, these teams both have low-scoring games against each other, and I can expect that's what we'll see again tonight, as we've seen some great defensive efforts so far.
Just 25 points the leading Thunder have with just over 2 minutes left in this game. Schwen made good on her first free throw attempt, but not the second, so Wheaton holds now an 8-point lead. Lauren Herman for Carthage pulls up for the three-pointer.
And it looks like it hit the top of the shot clock, so that'll go back to the Thunder.
Carthage managing to get quite a few looks from the three-point line, but just haven't managed to cash in on quite as many of them as they'd like. Nice pass from Kaylee Hermanson from the outside wing. Very quick pass inside to Hannah Swider, who puts that ball up right away. That'll be 2 points for Wheaton, who now hold a 10-point lead with just over 90 seconds left in this second quarter. Carthage with the ball down low, but stuffed against the double team by Ellie Castle. Great defense from her. Kaylee Hermanson now with the ball for the Thunder. She gets it to Ellie Castle, who's just inside the top of the key. Kaylee Hermanson will pull up. Her shot is just left. And Lauren Knight of Carthage will rebound. She drives up the court. And despite Lauren Knight's missed layup, it's rebounded by Carthage, who get it inside the basket for 2 points. Carthage now with 19 to Wheaton's 27. Ellie Castle with the ball, who gets it to Richardson at the top of the key. Richardson pulls up for a deep three-pointer, and it's good.
Great shot by Annika Richardson. Great to see her continuing to shoot. We've seen her struggling a little bit so far in this first half, but that shot finally fell, and it'll put her team up by 11 with just about 40 seconds to go here in the first half.
Lauren Knight. And that'll be an offensive foul on Knight. Ball will now be with the Thunder with just over 30 seconds left. The Wheaton Thunder hold their biggest lead of the game at 11 points. And they will look to add a few more to that before we enter halftime here. Swider handling the ball. Wheaton will look to slow it down a little bit on this possession to take away any chance for Carthage to have a long offensive possession.
And it looks like we have a foul here before the shot. We'll wait and see what the refs called here. Yep, looks like that foul is on number 21, Herman, and it'll bring Hannah Swider to the line. Swider, the Thunder's best free throw shooter, averaging 88% from the free throw line. She'll make her first. Hannah Swider, no stranger to Wheaton athletics. Her father was the head coach of the Wheaton football team for about 24 years before retiring in 2019.
And despite the yell from the crowd, Swider buries the second.
Calm under pressure. We'll see if Carthage is here with 1 second to go, and they'll miss that last shot. Leaving the score the first half, 32 Thunder, 19 Firebirds.
Both teams will enter halftime looking to clean up what was a messy first half from both sides. Despite the Thunder holding the lead, I'm sure Kent Madsen will hope to see a little bit more discipline from his players. Carthage playing a little bit undisciplined on both sides of the floor. Biggest thing that sticks out, 5 turnovers off of travels called by the referees. We will be back after this short break for halftime for second half action of CCIW basketball. Once again, this is Josh Bison and Amelia Sniffen here with the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. The home Thunder hold a lead on Carthage. Thunder 32, Firebirds 19. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name's Priscilla, and I'm an applied health science major from Portland, Oregon. Thanks for joining our tour today.
And I'm Blake. I'm a history and communication major from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to Wheaton. Let's get started. Established in 1860, Wheaton College is guided by its original mission for Christ and His kingdom, a mission to educate the whole person and prepare you to make the difference God is calling you to make. Our 2,400 undergraduate students come from all 50 states and over 70 countries to make Wheaton College their home for the next 4 years.
We're located in Wheaton, Illinois. Campus is only a short walk from a downtown area filled with coffee shops, parks, and restaurants. We're also next to a train stop that will take you directly into downtown Chicago. There, our students can access the arts, culture, internships, and job opportunities that the nation's third largest city provides. Also, your Wheaton student ID gets you free access to the Art Institute of Chicago, one of the largest art museums in the United States.
Our first stop is Blanchard Hall, the oldest and most iconic building on campus. Blanchard was built in 4 separate sections, beginning in 1853 and completed in 1927. It currently houses several academic departments and administrative offices. Since our founding, Wheaton has only had 8 presidents, starting with Jonathan Blanchard, a known abolitionist and believer in quality education for all. Our current president, Dr. Philip Wheaton, began his term in 2010, and the students are big fans of his. He regularly captains intramural teams, invites students over to his house for game nights, and if you ever need to find him, check the basketball courts around 6 a.m. He'll probably be playing his regularly scheduled pickup game in the Krauser Sports Complex.
Also featured in Blanchard Hall is our Missions Wall, a celebration of alumni who have gone on to serve in cross-cultural missions. Hundreds of names and decades of service around the world. Wheaton's commitment to academic excellence, the liberal arts, and education of the whole person will prepare you for whatever and wherever God is calling you, from the mission field to the boardroom.
We have over 50 majors, certificate programs, and accelerated master's programs. Our student-to-faculty ratio is about 10 to 1, and our average class size is about 23 students, which means you'll definitely get to know your professors. What's even better is that they will actually be intentional about getting to know you outside of the classroom, whether it be through office hours, meals in the dining hall, or even inviting students over to their homes for dinner. Few things make me happier than a home-cooked meal.
Wheaton values experiential learning for all students. We offer extensive study abroad opportunities through our Office of Global Programs and Studies. There are over 70 semester and summer programs. This next year, I'll be studying abroad through our Human Needs and Global Resources program, what we call Hunger. Hunger is an academic certificate program unique to Wheaton. It can be added to any major and includes on-campus coursework as well as a 6-month internship abroad, where you integrate your area of study with cross-cultural research and service.
Our next stop is Edmond Chapel. 3 times a week, students gather here for prayer and worship. Now I gotta be honest, having chapel 3 times a week seemed a little intimidating, but our chaplain's office does an incredible job at making chapel an engaging and enriching experience. We have diverse speakers from all over the world come to teach, as well as members from our own faculty, staff, and even student body. Chapel bands and student ensembles from our conservatory lead us in worship as well. Chapel is central to our mission because it refocuses our hearts and minds on God and on what Jesus is doing both in our lives and throughout the world. This large space also hosts concerts by Wheaton ensembles, guest artists, the annual talent show, and other student events run by our college union.
Armitage Center for Music and the Arts houses our Conservatory of Music. The conservatory provides professional training in music performance, music education, composition, and more with world-class faculty. Armitage was completely renovated in 2017 for our conservatory, with a recital hall, 2 recording studios, a digital keyboard lab, faculty studios, practice rooms, and more, all specifically designed with musical acoustics in mind. A new 650-seat concert hall and a large choral rehearsal room opened in August 2020, completing the 2nd stage of renovation. Dr. Michael Wilder, our Dean of the Conservatory, Arts, and Communication, frequently reminds us of the biblical importance of music and worship. Even if you're not a music major, you can participate in one of our many ensembles or take private lessons, and you can add a certificate in worship arts to any major. Coming to college to study the sciences, I didn't know if I'd be able to stay involved in music, but quickly found musical outlets in gospel choir and our co-ed a cappella group, Amplify a cappella. Even with ensembles I'm not involved in, there are plenty of opportunities to enjoy campus concerts and performances each semester.
Krauser Sports Complex is home to 21 NCAA Division III intercollegiate teams, who combined have won over 40 conference championships in the last 10 years. We also have 7 club sports teams and many student-led intramurals, including sand volleyball, inner tube water polo, and more. 80% of the student body is involved in the activities offered through the Krauser Sports Complex. So Krauser plays a big part in student life at Wheaton. It has practice gyms, a rock climbing wall, a fully equipped weight room, and a dance studio featuring group fitness classes. Also housed in Krauser is a 25-meter pool and King Arena, used by our varsity volleyball, wrestling, and basketball teams. Our varsity men's basketball team made a Division III Final Four appearance in 2019. Across campus, you will see McCulley Stadium, home to the Wheaton Thunder football team, who advanced to the Division III quarterfinals in 2019. And next to that is Joe Bean Stadium, home to our men's and women's soccer teams. Let's go Thunder! Wheaton is a residential campus, and 90% of our students live on campus all 4 years, whether in residence halls, apartments, or houses. If you're an incoming freshman, you'll be living in one of our 2 underclassmen residence halls, Fisher Hall or Smith-Traber Hall.
With 75% of our students coming from outside of Illinois, we aren't a school where students go home on the weekends. Instead, students invest in making Wheaton their home, and residence life is a prime example of how living in community is central to our lives as Christians and central to daily life at Wheaton. Dedicated residence life staff supports students mentally, physically, and spiritually. Student residence assistants on each floor plan events and community building opportunities, like the annual Oktoberfest, a contest specific to Smith-Traber Hall, where floors prepare and offer immersive, themed tours.
But if you ask me, I had way more fun at the Fisher Dodgeball Tournament.
However, I think we can all agree that Smith-Traber is clearly the superior residence hall.
That's hilarious. Even the visitors watching know that Fisher is obviously better.
Our next stop is Meyer Science Center. Rising from the rocks to the stars, with geology and environmental science on the lower level, and moving up to our observatory at the top, this structure is built on a grounded passion for learning through and from God's creation. Wheaton's commitment to the integration of faith and learning continues strongly through our study of the sciences. At Wheaton, we believe that all truth is God's truth, so the study of God's created order is both an academic and a spiritual pursuit. Almost all professors have their own labs where undergrad students conduct research alongside them. We offer rigorous preparation for pre-health tracks through our dedicated health professions office. As an applied health science major on the pre-nursing track, my hands-on learning experiences here have profoundly shaped my passion for the sciences. Getting to learn in the cadaver lab only deepened the way that I understand and engage my faith in relation to our physical embodiment. Meyer is also home to Perry the Mastodon, one of the most complete mastodon skeletons in North America. Found in nearby Glen Ellen in 1963, Perry was excavated by Wheaton geology students and now has inspired our Thunder mascot, Tor.
Beamer Student Center was named after Todd M. Beamer, a 1991 Wheaton alum who lost his life on Flight 93 during the 9/11 attacks. His famous words, "Let's roll," have become a motto to us here at Wheaton. Lower level Beamer, or low beams as we like to call it, is where you'll find study spaces, Sam's Coffee Shop, the Stoop Grill where you can grab some burgers and fries, a game room, the college post office, and the chaplain's office. Beamer also houses many of our student engagement offices, such as the Student Activities, the Office of Christian Outreach, the Office of Multicultural Development, and International Student Programs. Not to mention more than 75 student-initiated clubs, and student-led groups. Low Beams is a pretty busy place. Each office has its own staff committed to student growth and resources for learning outside the classroom and having fun outside the classroom. But one of my all-time favorite spots in Low Beams is Gold Star Chapel, a small prayer chapel that's perfect for quiet devotional times. It's named Gold Star for the 39 Wheaton College students who gave their lives during World War II.
Beamer Student Center also houses Anderson Commons, our main dining hall served by Bon Appetit. We've been consistently ranked among the top in the nation for our food, and Bon Appetit is committed to preparing locally sourced meals in their scratch kitchen. The dining hall is a great place to meet friends old and new, enjoy a meal with one of your professors, and delve even deeper into the campus community.
Right across from Beamer is our bookstore and the Center for Vocation and Career, or the CVC. The CVC prepares you to take your Wheaton education out into the world. With dedicated career coaches assigned to specific majors, they will provide plenty of opportunities for growth throughout your 4 years here. Offering more than just the traditional resume and interview help, the CVC helps you figure out who you are, what strengths you bring, and where God is calling you through a curriculum of self-reflection, career exploration, and a commitment to internships. They also help networking and introducing students to employers. Wheaton has an extensive and international network of alumni who love to connect with and offer opportunities to current students.
At Wheaton, you don't have to settle. Wheaton gives you an opportunity to become the person God is calling you to be and prepares you to make the difference God is calling you to make for Christ and His kingdom.
Thank you for joining our tour today. Know that the admissions office and many more on this campus are praying for you, praying that the Lord would direct your next steps and guide your college decision. We would love to connect with you further. Contact the admissions office to meet your admissions counselor, get your questions answered, and to set up your next visit. We look forward to meeting you. See you soon.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's matchup of CCIW women's basketball between the home Wheaton Thunder and the visiting Carthage Firebirds. Wheaton with 32 points, Carthage with 19. We're about to start the third quarter, but before that, Amelia got to put her head inside the Wheaton locker room during halftime. Amelia, what are some things that you took away from that?
Yeah, Josh, I was able to sneak in the locker room and hear Coach Madsen affirming the things that his team did well in the first half. He said, we had 16 points in the paint, 7 free throws because we were playing aggressively. That's great. We had 12 points off of turnovers, so we're playing well defensively too and converting offensively. That's great. But he said, what I'm most worried about right now is the third quarter, because this team has a history of playing poorly in the third quarter, getting a little messy. And he said, I want you to go out right now, defend King Arena, and be fired up. And we see Carthage a little fired up as well to start the third quarter. And so we'll see how Coach Madsen's team responds, as Carthage wants this win tonight here in King Arena, and they're going to fight for it just as much as the Thunder in the third quarter as we start off here with just about 9 minutes to go here in the second half.
That was Ayanna Esther on that first Carthage possession, sinking the three-pointer from the corner. Carthage with another shot. This one does not fall.
Looks like it was tipped out by Hannah Swider. You can hear Coach Madsen on the other end yelling at his team to step up right now. 2 messy plays defensively.
Lauren Knight collects the inbound pass and gets it to a teammate, gets it back to Kashawn, who finds Margaret Spear. She gets it back to Lauren Knight. Margaret Spear now wide open for the 3-point attempt, which is a little too long, bounces out of the inside of the rim. Annika Richardson working, finds Lily Schwen, who finds Ellie Castle, who's wide open.
Can't get it to fall tonight, unfortunately.
Lauren Knight with the ball now. Like you said, Amelia, Ellie Castle's bread and butter is that mid-range jumper. Unfortunately has not hit on that tonight, but she has been active in other areas for her Thunder team. That's Ayanna Esther again with the bucket for Carthage. 5 points for her to start off the third quarter. Castle with the ball for the Thunder. She looks around. She finds Schwen, who moves inside, gets it to Sickink in the corner. Sickink drives in, gets it to Castle, gets it to Richardson. Richardson's 3-point attempt just a little short, but rebounded by Sickink, who comes back in. Nice post move by Sickink, but unfortunately cannot get the shot to fall.
Yeah, good job there by Caroline Sickink, rebounding the ball and getting her team that second chance there, but just not able to get it to fall. And then I think a little frustrated about that shot, ends up fouling. But we saw Wheaton get a lot of second chance points in the first half. We'll see them do that again, most likely in the second as well. They're the #1 rebounding team in the CCIW, and so that helps a lot in games like this that are going to be tough, being able to grab the ball and get possessions again so they can score.
Yeah, and they'll be needing to do that. Carthage showing a lot of energy in these first few minutes here, opening up the quarter with 5 straight points from Ayanna Esther. Wheaton, meanwhile, looking just a little bit sluggish on both ends of the floor, but hoping to regain some of their momentum they've had pretty much from the beginning of this game. They'll roll out with their normal lineup here. Kaylee Hermanson will be in for them, however.
As Carthage is still discussing what they need to do. I can only imagine what their halftime talk was like after seeing head coach Tim Bernero getting a little bit fired up on the sidelines in the first half. I'm sure that he had made a lot of adjustments at halftime, which seemed to be playing well here for the Firebirds in these first 3 minutes of the third quarter.
Bridget Barrett inbounds to Lauren Knight. She will take the ball up the court for the Firebirds. Lauren Knight driving on Schwen, gets it out to Bridget Barrett. Barrett's pass attempt is just a little short, but it's picked up by Carthage after a lot of moving around. Kashawn's shot is blocked by Ellie Castle after a frantic scramble for the ball from both teams. Good work from the Thunder defense to collect themselves even after some frantic seconds there, managing to stop any potential points from Carthage. Elise Schwen now surveys the court for the Thunder. Finds Kaylee Hermanson, who gets it to Ellie Castle. Ellie Castle just outside the 3-point line. Nice bounce pass to Schwen, who puts up a layup attempt just a little short.
Seems like she was fading away just a little too much there, not able to get it in the basket.
Margaret Spear now with the ball. Gets it to Lauren Knight, who gets it to Ayanna Esther, whose 3-point attempt is good. Esther with the very, very hot hand for the Firebirds, now with 8 points for them. The only one in the scoring column for the Firebirds so far in this third quarter. 2 3-pointers and a layup for Esther.
As Ellie Castle will get fouled down low, and she'll go to the free throw line. Yeah, we saw Carthage getting a lot of good shots in the first half. Unfortunately, they just weren't falling, similar to their last game against Milliken, where they only shot 17%. They kind of carried that over into this game in the first half, but now we're seeing them start to turn it around on the offensive end in the second half and make those shots, thanks to Esther, who's hit some clutch ones for her team.
And Esther in that first half had a few walks called on her. frustrating first half for her. She's definitely showing some of her fantastic shooting skills, getting herself back in the good graces of her coach, I'm sure. Wheaton will need to stop her from getting as many open looks as she's gotten, as she thought about the three-pointer again. Gets it to Kashawn down low, who's working against Castle and Sickink. Now Bridget Bear with the ball, gets it to Lauren Knight, who pulls for three. Knight's three-point attempt just off a little bit to the left. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Thunder ball. It'll be a substitution for Carthage. Kashawn subs out for number 23, Addison Ebling.
The Thunder will look to get some points here on the board. Carthage with 8 points in the third quarter. Wheaton with just 1 point from the free throw from Castle we just saw a minute ago, and they'll end up turning it over here. So again, a slow start to the third quarter here for the Thunder right now. And it looks like Carthage will have a little bit of a messy mistake as well. Another turnover for them in this game.
Both teams trading turnovers off of errant passes. Now the Thunder will look to get back on track after their last possession ended in a turnover. Schwen uses the screen from Castle to find Sickink. Sickink now to Schwen, who gets it back inside to Ellie Castle. Nice action there on the offensive end from the Thunder, finding Castle with a nice look at the basket from really close. Castle makes good on that shot.
Yeah, great job by Castle there to recognize the mismatch that Bridget Barrett had switched onto her, and she was a little bit smaller than Castle. She was able to shoot right over her, so good job there by the junior to recognize that and get her team some points on the board here in the third.
Ebling ended Carthage's last offensive possession with a three-pointer that did not find the bottom. And Annika Richardson similarly with a three-point attempt that does not hit the mark. Ayanna Esther now with the ball, who gets it to Lauren Herman, who drives in, finds Bridget Barrett with a nice drive to the hoop by Barrett against tough defense. She finds a way to get 2 points. Carthage now with 29, down just 6 points on Wheaton. Sickink now with the ball for the Thunder. Gets it to Ellie Castle, who's guarded by Barrett. We'll see if Wheaton uses that mismatch once again. It produced 2 points just earlier in this third. Sickink will take the shot instead of finding Castle, and she makes good on that. Wheaton now with 37. Nice move there from Sickink to move underneath the defender and get a shot up.
Yeah, good job by Caroline Sickink. She's coming off of a hot game against North Central on Saturday night where she had a season-high 21 points and was getting down into the paint and drawing some and ones, and we just saw her do that here in the paint tonight with a nice little crafty move. As Carthage will shoot and miss and get the ball back to the Thunder, but first we have a timeout here.
Addison Ebling with the last shot attempt for Carthage. Her three-point attempt was just short.
We'll give you a quick update here on the Wheaton men's basketball team who's playing Augustana. Augustana leads right now 42-41 with 17 minutes remaining in the second half here. Wheaton lost to Augustana 73-79 in King Arena about 2 weeks ago, and that is their only loss at home all season. So they're playing with a vengeance, I'm sure, tonight against Augustana, as they are now down by 1.
Amelia, we've seen Carthage come back with just seeming like a little bit of a different team. They've kept their turnovers down compared to the first half already. They just look re-energized. They're clawing back at this Wheaton lead that was once in double digits. And Wheaton, on the other end, has looked a little bit more sluggish than they did in the first half. What are you seeing so far in this third quarter with just over 4 minutes left?
Yeah, I think, as you said, we saw a new team come out for Carthage. They came out with a lot more spunk, a lot more fire, knowing what they needed to do to get the job done here in the third. And I would also say that we've seen a lot more points off the bench for Carthage tonight, and so those fresh legs are really helping them get those points and helping them have those shots fall that they were shooting in the first half that just weren't hitting. Now they're hitting, and now they're kind of in a roll here offensively and defensively against the Thunder. And that'll continue as they're able to get Annika Richardson to miss a shot and get the possession back here with just under 4 minutes to go in the third. As Lauren Knight will have the ball up top.
This is Ayanna Esther with another three-point attempt, and she's good. Perfect in the quarter. 3 for 3 from downtown, and one nice layup inside. What a performance so far in this third quarter from Ayanna Esther. Swider now with the ball. Her pass is tipped on its way to Sanders.
Looks like we have a foul here on Bridget Barrett. Just runs right into Sanders, knocks her down. That'll give the Thunder the possession on the floor here as Lily Schwinn will inbound it.
Bridget Barrett subs out for the Firebirds. In for her is Kashawn. Hannah Swider picks up the nice pass down low from Annika Richardson. Swider pushed over against 3 defenders there. She found Taylor Sanders, who did not make good on her shot attempt. Lauren Herman now with the ball for Carthage on their possession. She throws up a nice floater. Looked good, but did not find its way to the bottom of the net. Schwen now moving up the court quickly. Swider driving on Ayanna Esther. Her layup attempt just a little too long. Coach Madsen encouraging his team there after that tough miss from the sideline.
Yeah, good drive by Hannah Swider. Just couldn't quite get it to finish, a little too strong there. A little too excited here in the third quarter. Forcing it a little bit, I would say, trying to get their team back as Carthage now only down by 5.
Lauren Knight now with the ball to Kashawn. Back to Lauren Knight. Oh, excuse me, Margaret Spear. Now Lauren Knight drives in, puts up a shot. It's short and rebounded by Annika Richardson, who gets it to Kaylee Hermanson. Thunder pushing the ball up the court now. Lily Schwen finds Annika Richardson, who gets it to Swider on the wing, who gets it to Kaylee Hermanson at the top. Back to Lily Schwen. Annika Richardson once again with the ball. Finds Taylor Sanders outside the three-point line. Sanders moves in, bounce pass to the outside for Hermanson. Her three-point attempt is short and rebounded by Carthage, but fought for, and it's Richardson with a nice hustle play to continue this offensive possession for the Thunder. Oh, Richardson's three-point attempt does not find the bottom, but great hustle there. I'm sure Coach Madsen is a fan of seeing that grit from Richardson there, managing to extend the offensive possession as Carthage will look to chip away at the Wheaton lead once again. Margaret Spear with the ball. Now Lauren Knight working against the Wheaton defense. Finds Margaret Spear, who gets it out to number 10. Mariana Morrissey, who gets it to Kashawn. Kashawn's shot is short. It's rebounded by the Thunder.
Yeah, we've seen a couple great rebounds in a row defensively by the Thunder. Again, they're the #1 rebounding team in the CCIW, and that's helped them get these offensive possessions again, but unfortunately, they just haven't been able to finish on the other end of the court. They're either turning it over or forcing shots that just aren't there. As we see here with Sanders driving and just not able to get it to her teammate, as the Thunder will inbound the ball now with about a minute to go here in the third. It's been a messy third quarter, I'd say, Josh, from both teams, but we've really seen Carthage step it up, particularly Ayanna Esther shooting great in this third quarter to get her team within 5.
Ellie Castle off the inbound pass cannot convert. Yeah, Amelia, I would say a word that keeps coming to mind, especially over these last few minutes for both teams, despite Carthage's strong start, is just frantic. A lot of their offensive possessions just seeming, like you said earlier, a bit forced, a bit rushed. As we see here, Kashawn getting down low and getting fouled as she went up for the shot. But both teams looking just a bit out of sorts. We've had passes be just a little too strong or a little too short. We've had lots of dropping the ball to the other team, lots of fighting for the steal. Both teams will look to clean that up a little bit. As we have just under 45 seconds left in this third quarter, with Carthage now only down by 4 points.
Kashawn here on the line. She's a 70% free throw shooter, and she will make her first but miss her second as Castle grabs the rebound. And Hannah Swider will likely hold it to try to get a nice last possession here in the third.
Sickink gets it to Hermanson, who's working against the defense. Bryn Durrill gets it, rotates the ball all the way over to Ellie Castle. It's now back with Swider, who drives in.
Great
Nice
job.
Euro step against and through the Carthage defense to convert that layup. Another great finish from Swider just when Wheaton needed it.
Great job by Hannah Swider there to stay calm under pressure, split the defense, and get the ball in the hoop. Just what her team needed to end this quarter here. As Caroline Sickink will grab another rebound for her team to end the third quarter, 39-33 Wheaton.
The middle of that third quarter was a bit precarious for both teams, a little bit sloppy execution-wise, but Wheaton really coming on strong in those last few minutes after that timeout with just under 45 seconds left. Wheaton really played with a little bit more energy. Swider had an incredible finish off of a nice drive, finishing off of the Euro step and being able to force Lauren Knight into a miss to be pulled down by Sickink. Wheaton now sits at a modestly comfortable 6-point lead as we are about to enter the fourth quarter, but still really anyone's game. Amelia, what do the Thunder need to do to make sure that they can secure a victory as this game concludes?
Yeah, I think the Thunder need to get it together offensively. I think we saw they were a little timid in the third quarter, not wanting to score as much. They only put up 7 points in the third, shooting only 20%. So I think that we need to see them being a little more aggressive offensively. Defensively, they've been playing great all game. I think we saw Esther get a little bit hot in the third, and so they'll need to be out on the three-point line a little bit more, make sure that they don't get too hot in this fourth quarter. But as long as the Thunder stay under control and stay calm in this third and start to pull it together a little bit more offensively and see more people step up, I think that we'll see them get a win here in King Arena tonight. But not if they're playing like that with a turnover to start the fourth, as Carthage will get it back and the Firebirds will have the first real offensive possession of the fourth.
Yeah, great defensive awareness from Carthage there to anticipate Hermanson's pass. They picked it off, and now they've got themselves in a position to add some points to their total. Lauren Knight at the top, under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball's back with Lauren Knight. She drives in, gets to Bridget Barrett. They need to put a shot up, and they do as the shot clock expires. Impressive effort there from Barrett to get a shot to fall just as the shot clock was winding down. Ellie Castle now with the ball for the Thunder, gets it to Sickink, who finds Bryn Durrill on the wing. Durrill looking for a teammate. She finds Kaylee Hermanson on the opposite wing. Gets it to the corner for Castle. Castle, nice pass down low, is picked off by Carthage after being fought for between Sickink and the Firebirds Ebling. And it will be Carthage ball. The Thunder not able to convert to any points on that offensive possession. So far at the start of this quarter, just over a minute in, the Thunder looking a little confused and lost offensively.
Yeah, we've seen them turn it over twice in both of their offensive possessions here, and then we saw Sickink get a little bit frustrated by that turnover and foul, and that's just not what the Thunder need here in this last quarter of the game. They need to stay calm and stay under control offensively and defensively if they want to get a win against this Firebird team. As Bryn Durrill will bring the ball up the court here, the freshman out of Colorado.
That last Carthage possession is something the Thunder will certainly take. Ebling forced a shot as she was being forced out of bounds down the baseline. The Thunder will take that any chance they get. And Bryn Durrill, the freshman we just mentioned, she converts on a nice turnaround layup. Great to see the freshman getting some action down in the paint and scoring.
Yeah, great move by Bryn Durrill to recognize that she had a defensive player behind her and then kind of get them off their feet and turn around and finish with her left. As it looks like we'll have a foul here on the Thunder. And that'll be on Caroline Sickink again, and I believe that that's her fourth of the game. But, yep, Coach Madsen will send Lily Schwen in to sub for her. And that's the Thunder's second of the quarter.
Kaylee Hermanson also going to the bench to rest. Annika Richardson in for her. Margaret Spear went up for the shot. Came off of the bottom of the rim. And looks like it hit a Thunder player on the way out of bounds. Ball will stay with Carthage as they look to do something here with their possession. Ayanna Esther with the ball. She had a very impressive third quarter, looking to get going here in the fourth. Ebling with a three-point attempt, no good. She's taken a few three-pointers in this game thus far. Has not been able to convert on most.
Bryn Durrell grabbing the rebound there and then drawing the foul as well. Seen a couple great plays in a row by her. Freshman who's seen limited minutes this year, but when she does get in the game, she plays well for her team, makes smart plays, and is able to get the job done, which is impressive from a freshman.
Yeah, if you're a Wheaton fan, and certainly if you're Coach Madsen, it's encouraging to see a young player bring in a spark off the bench like Bryn Durrell has been able to do. Ellie Castle hits on her bread and butter mid-range jumper.
Yep, that's
good to see her making that shot.
That's her shot. She hasn't been hitting this game, but it's nice to see that in the fourth quarter. Again, if you're Coach Madsen, that's what you want to see. And if you're Coach Madsen, that's not what you want to see from number 13, Ayanna Esther, as she will make another three to get the Carthage team now 38, Wheaton 43 with just under 7 minutes to go here. She has really stepped up in this second half and really pulled her team back out of the hole that they were in, as Annika Richardson will miss the layup there and Carthage will get the ball yet again.
Esther now perfect from the three-point line this game, continuing to impress her team and continue to chip away at that lead. The Thunder certainly not her biggest fan right now. After that last three-pointer that she made, Amelia, you said that Coach Madsen was probably not happy to see that, and as we looked across, he had his head in his hands, obviously a little frustrated at her hot streak this game. They will certainly need to adjust their game plan accordingly to stop her from getting those consistent open looks from three, because she has shown that she is able to hit them even from deep.
Definitely, and that's frustrating as a coach. That was one of his main goals of the game, was to not let them get hot from the three-point line, and he said that at halftime. He said, hey, as long as we keep playing like we're playing and we don't let them go off on the three-point line, we should be good. And so he warned his team. He told them to get out on players like Esther, and unfortunately they're just not able to defend her as well as they would like to in this quarter.
Kashan with a nice spin move, loses Castle, gets an open look at the basket and makes it count. Carthage now down only 3 points on the Thunder, as Castle will have the ball for this possession. Now to Schwen at the top of the key, who gets it back to Castle. Now Richardson with the ball. Top of the key, three-point attempt from Richardson is just short off the front of the rim. Friendly bounce leads to Carthage getting the rebound. Kashan now, again with the ball, working against Ellie Castle. And the ball spins around the rim and finds the bottom. If you're a Carthage fan, you're happy to see that. Nice work by Kashan, working on Ellie Castle. Second possession in a row, just using her size and her mobility to work down to find a shot, which after spinning around quite a few times finds the bottom. But Ellie Castle says, I can score too. Mid-range jumper from Castle is good. Her bread and butter showing up in this fourth quarter.
As Coach Madsen will take a timeout here, it's become the Kashan and Castle show back-to-back. Great job by Kashan to have 2 points in the paint, getting the Firebirds now to 18 points in the paint. They were a little bit quiet in the first half. Wheaton now with 24 points in the paint, and so yeah, it's been a good three-point game this latter half of the game, but now we're starting to see these two posts stepping up for their teams as well, which is exciting. And Ellie Castle doing what she does best with those 15-footers, and Kashan doing what she does best on the other end, really bodying Castle and getting to the hoop and able to score. So with just over 5 minutes here, we'll see if these two players will continue to step it up, as the Firebirds are now only down 3.
Yeah, the offensive rhythm has been flowing a little bit better for both teams in this fourth quarter, especially over the past few minutes. Both teams trading buckets back and forth, and both teams will be looking to be able to step up on the defensive end so that we don't continue trading back and forth in this current three-point game.
And as we predicted, this is a low-scoring game. Both of these teams in the top 3 of the conference for defense, and so we've seen that tonight. But Great to see them stepping it up offensively as well.
Emma Thistle surveys the court for the Firebirds. She gets it to Kashawn. Kashawn finds Destiny Antoine, who gets it back to Emma Thistle, who shoots the three-pointer. Her three-point attempt is long, but rebounded by Carthage's Lauren Herman, who gets it back to Thistle. Destiny Antoine with the ball now. She gets it down low to Kashawn, who works against Castle, and it finds the bottom of the basket with her shot. Kashawn now with the hot hand for Carthage. Now a 1-point game.
Some great footwork by Kashawn to kind of get Castle off balance and now put her team just down by 1 as Hannah Swider will shoot, and it'll be long, and the Firebirds will grab it, and they'll get another possession here to potentially get their first lead of the fourth quarter.
Yep, Carthage caught a big break on that last Thunder possession. Ayanna Esther was assigned with guarding Hannah Swider. She got a little too greedy, went for the steal. Swider broke out of that, ended up with an open look at the basket, but unfortunately her shot did not fall. Carthage now looking to take a lead that they last had in the very beginning of the first quarter, and Kashawn is fouled by Castle. She goes up from that left side once again.
Yeah, that's a tough play. You can see Castle wasn't in the right positioning there, tried to get back and ended up just using her hands and fouling Kashawn with Castle's right arm there. Kashawn will go to the line, the 70% free throw shooter for the Firebirds.
Kashawn buries the first tie game.
Kashawn's a 6-foot senior out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, and we've definitely seen her use her seniority in this fourth quarter, stepping up for her team under pressure as she'll miss her second free throw, and Hermanson will grab the board.
Swider now with the ball off of the fast offensive push down the court. Unfortunately, just a mistake.
Can't keep a hold of it as the game is now tied with just under 4 minutes here.
Off another Wheaton turnover, Carthage will look to retake that lead. When it comes to fouling, Wheaton and Carthage have kind of switched positions. Carthage was racking up quite a bit of fouls in that first half, and now it looks to be Wheaton doing that. Lauren Herman with an open look at the basket for 3, and she buries the triple. Defensive miscommunication from the Thunder led to Herman getting a wide open look from the near wing, and she makes good on that. Carthage now with a 3-point lead as Castle works inside on Kashawn and gives the Thunder a much-needed basket. Carthage now leads by 1 with just over 3 minutes left in this one.
Clutch shot by Herman there on the other end to get her team up. They had only led for 22 seconds previously in this game, and so that's their second lead, and they'll just extend it there with another three-pointer from Ayanna Esther. Carthage now 50, Wheaton down 47 as Lily Schwinn has the ball up top, and we'll see if they can answer here on the other end.
Ayanna Esther now perfect from the floor tonight for 20 points. She's 6 for 6.
And a great job by Ellie Castle there, doing what she does best, as we've said, with a nice, smooth 15-footer to put her team now down 1. As Carthage will call a timeout here and kind of game plan for these last 2 minutes and 41 seconds of this game. As we said earlier, both teams want a win badly tonight. This is kind of a conference rival, Carthage and Wheaton, always going back and forth. Carthage, of course, taking the first win of CCIW play this season against the Thunder in December. So the Thunder are hungry to beat this Carthage team, but they got to really step it up here at the end of the fourth quarter if they want to beat the Firebirds, who have really gotten hot from the three-point line and inside the paint in this latter half of the game.
Yeah, we saw in that last three-point make from Ayanna Esther, Lily Schwinn was going for the steal. Again, just got a little too ambitious and ended up getting lost. Esther ended up with a wide open look at the basket, and as we've seen, she's shooting 100% from the three-point line tonight. Certainly not someone that you can give much space to. And despite the jumper from Ellie Castle to answer, Carthage with a lot of momentum right now. 2-point lead held by the Firebirds, their first lead since the first quarter, and they will now begin after the timeout with another offensive possession. Emma Thistle picks up the dribble and is pressured heavily by Swider, but they find a way out of it. Esther now driving inside.
Sees her teammate cutting, tries to whip that pass, but just a little too strong, and it'll give the Thunder another offensive possession here. We'll see if they can take the lead back on this play as Hannah Swider will bring the ball up court. Expecting to see the ball likely in Ellie Castle's hands right now as she leads her team with 15 points in this game. And it'll go to Hannah Swider, who just can't get it up. A little too far under the basket there. Gets it off the backboard and back in the hands of the Firebirds with 2 minutes to go here in King Arena.
Hannah Swider had to take a really tough shot there. Didn't really have a choice. It was either that or a turnover. Unfortunately did not bury that. And Ayanna Esther continues her incredible hot streak from the three-point line. Now 7 for 7 from 3, shooting 100% from the floor. 23 points for Ayanna Esther.
Monica Richardson tries to answer, and she's just a little bit short. A minute and a half here to go.
Wheaton Thunder down 5 points. Carthage looking to have a little bit more control right now. Wheaton will need to create some sort of defensive stop on these next few possessions if they hope to reclaim their lead.
And it looks like head coach Tim Bernero will call a timeout here with 1 minute and 20 to go. Draw up a play for his Carthage team as they have been hot in this fourth quarter, playing really well, showing great maturity in this second half. Not shooting well in the first, getting down on themselves. Coach Bernero getting a little bit frustrated, but they've really turned it around in the second half and turned it on against the Thunder.
Yeah, like we said at the beginning of the second half, they came out, and even in those first few minutes, you could tell just from watching that Carthage came out of the locker room like a different team, and they have certainly continued to play like that throughout this second half. Esther has stayed hot for them, shooting perfectly from the floor still, and contributions from their senior post player Kashan have also helped them to where they now find themselves in position of a modestly comfortable 5-point lead with just over 1 minute left. Destiny Antoine with the three-point attempt is no good. And Hannah Swider will look to create some offense for the team. She works a two-man game.
And she'll draw the foul. Great job by Hannah Swider there, staying tough under the basket, getting the pass from the freshman Annika Richardson, and goes right into number 20, Lauren Herman. This is exactly who you want on the free throw line at this point in the game. Again, Hannah Swider, almost 89% from the free throw line, as she will shoot 2. And she makes her first to put her team now down by 4 with 1 minute to go here in King Arena.
Yeah, and even though Swider couldn't make the basket, that was a great offensive possession from the Thunder. Very quick. They got a shot up very fast, and they're going to need to do that at least one more time if they want to get this game any closer. Good to see them not wasting any of their shot clock, but trying to get a good look as fast as possible as we have another timeout with just over 1 minute left. The Firebirds up 3 on the home Wheaton Thunder.
Yeah, great game by the Firebirds. Not a usual game for them. Usually we see their points more spread across the board, everyone kind of scoring evenly, but Ayanna Esther has had a heck of a game tonight with 23 points, as you said, shooting 100% from the three-point line, which is so rare. 7 for 7. She just really turned it on in the second half and kind of threw this Thunder team for a loop. As Coach Madsen called the timeout here, and he's game planning with his team to see what they need to do to finish out this game, as they're down by 3 with 1 minute to go.
The Thunder will look to create some offense and add some defense here, as this game will certainly looks like it will go down to the wire here.
The Thunder now pressing.
Destiny Antoine gets it to Esther, who gets it to Emma Thistle. Kashan was begging for the ball there, but Thistle did not go for the pass. Lauren Knight now with the ball. She's had a decent game for her team. Emma Thistle now surveying the floor. Carthage using as much of the shot clock as they can. Now with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, Kashan is going in on Castle, and she makes good on an impressive post move to put Carthage up 5 with 30 seconds left in this one.
Yeah, 10 points in the paint tonight, or 20 points in the paint tonight for the Firebirds. Most of those here in this fourth quarter, thanks to Kashan's hard work against Castle. And they will be shooting free throws now as they're in the bonus. Looks like Lily Schwinn fouled.
Hannah Swider had an open look from the corner for 3, but her shot was short. Emma Thistle now will shoot for Carthage. Makes the first. Carthage now with 57, Wheaton 51. Thistle misses the second.
Coach Madsen calls a timeout, a strategic timeout to get his team to advance the ball.
Now with 17.9 seconds left in this fourth quarter, Wheaton finds themselves down 6 to a team that they had a lead over for the majority of this game. Wheaton, while they were playing sloppy at points, did seem to be in control for the majority of this game, but Carthage again came out of halftime and really just kept chipping away at that Wheaton lead that was once in double digits, and now after all of that, after creating open looks for their offense and for their players, such as Esther and Kashan, now find themselves up 6 points against their CCIW rival, the Wheaton Thunder.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the Thunder in the second half play a lot like how they played against Carthage in December, just flat and a little bit tired, a little bit quiet tonight in the second half, which is unfortunate because they did play such a strong first half, played together as a team. Whereas Carthage just came out on fire. They are the Firebirds, and they were on fire in the second half, and it really paid off for them as they're now up by 6 with 17 seconds here as Caroline Sicking, the sophomore, will inbound the ball here for the Thunder.
Wheaton will certainly look to get off a very quick shot here if they hope to have a chance at winning this game. Richardson with the ball. 3-point attempt from Richardson is no good.
Looks like Ellie Castle fouled Kashan down low, which will get her to the free throw line.
And that will likely put this game out of reach for the Thunder in this important conference game.
Giving the Firebirds a sweep, winning both games against the Thunder and CCIW play this season.
And like you said earlier in the game, Amelia, Carthage is a team that plays really well on the road, and Wheaton is a team that plays really well at home, and unfortunately it looks like Carthage is going to prevail with their ability to play on the road tonight, as Wheaton will be likely dropping this game, barring any sort of miracle.
Ellie Castle rolling the ball into Hannah Swider. Getting the ball to Annika Richardson, just can't get it to fall again, and looks like the ball will be out on the Thunder, giving the Firebirds the last and final possession of this game as the score is now 51-58 Firebirds, and that'll be the final score tonight here in King Arena. Again, Carthage taking a sweep here in CCIW play, winning both games against the Thunder this season.
And Wheaton now dropping to 14-6 on this season. 6-6 in CCIW play. The Thunder really played well in the first half overall, found themselves in ownership of a lead, but unfortunately could not stave off the Carthage comeback on the backs of Kashan, the senior, who had a really impressive second half playing down low in the paint, putting up some great shots, and of course off of the hot hand of Ayanna Esther with a very impressive performance, netting herself 23 points, shooting 100% from the field and 7 for 7 from the three-point line. Wheaton will look to get back on track with a win on Saturday against the number 1 ranked Christopher Newport University. Carthage exiting King Arena very happy after ending their 3-game losing streak to sweep the conference series against their rival, the Thunder. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. This has been Josh Beisel and Amelia Sniffen bringing you this broadcast of the Wheaton Thunder women's basketball team. We will see you on Saturday for the afternoon clash between the Wheaton Thunder and Christopher Newport University.